When does poop start hitting the fan? Is it when a government ceases to exist? Is it when nuclear missiles are finally launched? I say it's when a local Louisiana woman decides she's a mermaid and goes skinny dipping in a local pond. Now, many people may say, hey, Brian, isn't that kind of bigoted? Isn't that kind of mean? And to that I say, SMD, SMD, SMD. Yeah, it is a little bigoted. But when you're going skinny dipping in a local pond, trying to be a mermaid, and you're from Louisiana, this is when shit gets, a little intertwined and shit starts hitting the fan. For context, why I'm talking about this, there was a local Louisiana woman who went skinny dipping in a local pond, and she was subsequently arrested for doing so. This headline is just insane. Nude Louisiana woman attacked cop who told her to leave a private pond trying to be a mermaid. Like, that's just right there. That's just an insane headline. Like, what makes you not want to click on that? And look at this woman, bro. I want to say she's around 35 and she already has gray hair like that. I want to say she was methed out. I want to say she was on a copious amount of drugs when she was trying to be this mermaid. That's just my guess. The caller told dispatchers that Sutton had been swimming nude in their pond and refused to leave the water despite repeated requests. As officers were arriving at the caller's home, they noticed that Sutton had allegedly started screaming when she was asked to leave the water. The caller said that this was not the first time Sutton had availed herself of the pond, and that repeated past warnings to stay out of the water had been summarily ignored. Deputies allegedly tried reasoning with Sutton, who allegedly refused at first to get out, as she was trying to be a mermaid, the statement confirmed. I don't know what's more crazy, throwing a complete tantrum over getting asked to leave private property, or telling the officers that are trying to get you out of the pond that you're trying to be a mermaid, and that's why you can't leave. What the hell's going on? I don't know if she actually believes she's a mermaid. My guess is that this is just a meth dream, a coke. She had to have been on some extreme drugs. There's no fucking way. I like thinking about things rationally. I'm a rational person. If I'm looking at this situation from the outside, I would 100% assume, 99.9% assume that this woman was on drugs. Look at the way this is worded. Look at the way this shit's worded. The officers eventually coaxed the sea nymph wannabe out of the pond and called EMS to evaluate Sutton. This news station called her a sea nymph wannabe. That's so great. Who made this? Who wrote this? Chris Harris? Bro, you're a poet. Chris Harris is a poet. The statement said that when they tried moving Sutton into an unspecified home, she suddenly started to charge at one of the deputies? Sutton was tased, but the cop said the electrical jolt had zero effect, and she continued toward the officer. That's scary as shit. That's scary as shit. Imagine being in this situation. Imagine you're the cop in this situation. How scary is that? Just some methed out mermaid is fucking running at you. I don't know how the mermaid would run, though. It is alleged that when Sutton reached him, she kicked and punched the deputy. The statement notes that Sutton finally restrained and taken to the hospital, allegedly threatening to kill the deputies and the paramedics the whole way there. Sutton has been charged with 3 accounts of resisting an officer with force or violence, 2 counts of public intimidation, 2 counts of battery of a police officer, 1 count of disturbing the peace, drunkenness, and 1 count of criminal trespassing. Boom. Unless you're like a psychopath, I would assume that you would be on drugs if you're pretending to be a mermaid. Honestly, my first guess wasn't alcohol. You guys heard my first guess. It was meth. I mean, like, I've been drunk a lot before. I've done some really stupid shit when I'm drunk. But I feel like once you do one stupid thing when you're drunk, it makes you not really want to drink anymore. In my case, that's justifiably so. I guess the moral of this video, mind your drinking. Don't become a mermaid. And if you want to become a mermaid, do it in your own private property or a public area where, you can't trespass. And yeah. Have a good day, lads.